Places, please. 5 seconds.
Adjust your mojo.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
Now.
At age, 60? He's just gonna break bad?
Radio with an attitude.
This system that we love is broken.
I know that.
Do not comply.
Hey, mother.
Welcome to another 2 hours of common sense.
That liberty and justice for all is a myth.
And erratic behavior.
You want to, but you can't. And when you do, you wish you didn't.
This is your Daily Mojo.
Well, we decided not to call in sick this morning. We're here.
Yeah.
Even though Ron's running on about 3 hours of sleep.
About 5 hours.
All right, so it's gonna be another beautiful day in the world of Ron Phillips. Glad you're along for a Monday morning, and apparently is an update to one of the stories that we have here that we've been chasing forever. It seems like the Epstein files. It's apparently getting on everyone's last nerve, even over at Judicial Watch. They have now sued the Department of Justice and Pam Bondi to release the damn Epstein client lists. So at least something's getting.
Well, something
is moving down the track.
Yeah. They're not going to release it, but that's movement, I guess.
It is movement. That somebody has at least nudged the thing in the right direction. It was on Friday that they filed a FOIA lawsuit against the Department of Justice for the records regarding Jeffrey Epstein, including any records on the identities of clients or associates of Jeffrey Epstein. It is, in case you are a legal geek, Judicial Watch Incorporated versus the U.S. Department of Justice. They sued the DOJ after it failed to adequately respond to 4 separate FOIA requests for records concerning Jeffrey Epstein, including a specific request for records depicting the identities of clients or associates of Jeffrey Epstein. The requests were sent to the Justice Department's Office of Information Policy, the Criminal Division, and 2 separate requests sent to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This is one of the weirdest stories, I think, of our life, quite frankly.
Yeah.
That we were told when Donald Trump was inaugurated, before he even got into office, we were told this is top priority. The Attorney General of the United States was going to make sure she got to the bottom of this, and we were going to see everything that they had.
And it looked like they were going to make moves on it, and then gaslit us a little bit.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is, man, did they lie to us? Are they just did they find something out?
I don't want to think that there's too many high profile people in that list that then they went, oh crap, we can't let this out.
But they would have known that beforehand.
Apparently not. Remember, she didn't have 2,000 pages of it.
How did she not know that?
I don't know. I think that's completely ludicrous.
Hell, all of us out here realized
that
there was something wonky. Sorry about the eye.
Thanks.
Something wonky going on with it, but she, as the Attorney General, didn't have a clue? That seems odd.
It does seem odd, yeah.
The lawsuit, filed again by Judicial Watch, referenced a February 24th Fox News report, which stated that President Trump's return to the Oval Office came with the prospect of the public finally being able to see Epstein's long-awaited black book, amid inquiries into the deceased financier and sex trafficker. Is there a black book? I've read that there isn't a black book, that this sort of thing wasn't, written down per se in a nice, neat little list. I can't remember. Where did I see that? That was News, not Newswatch. It'll come to me when I'm least expecting it. As we all know, he died. Epstein, that is. Good grief.
Sorry.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
2019. I do like the way that Judicial Watch on their website just said he died. Didn't he kill himself? Did he kill himself? Yet. Yeah. No, he did not. The Justice Department on the 27th of February released, that was that Friday, right? That was a Friday. The 27th.
Ironically, we have more documentation on the JFK assassination
Thursday
than we do on the Jeffrey Epstein stuff right now.
Does it turn out that Trump's name is on that somehow?
Great question, actually.
Thank you. That's why I asked it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Again, if it had been on that list, I think that
that would have been buried long ago, you mean?
But no, it would have risen to the top long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many people gunning after Trump that if his name was on that list, we would have seen that in headlines.
During the Biden administration. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Hell, even during his administration.
Yeah, because that happened during Trump's, right? 6 years ago, it had to have. Yeah.
2019. Yeah. He was still in office on. Excuse me. I have to. Little lotion. I do.
You got yours apparently.
I'm queer for candles.
Yeah.
Queer for flashlights. The reason I'm queer for candles partly is because of the smell. And
I like the smell.
That queerness does extend to lotion in my case, because I do. Dry skin is a pet peeve. But yes, it's my Sugar Creek rosemary mint lotion.
Well, I'm glad
Sugar
you got
Creek
it.
Goods. We'll talk about them. I did. I'm putting some on my elbow. I can't.
I've got the same thing, dude.
Oh, but only on one.
Yep. Same thing for me. It's because that's the one I lean on when I'm sitting in my chair. And it sometimes it gets
not
real
what
bad.
Makes it.
Oh, dude.
That's not what makes it rough like that.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, I lean on both my elbows, which is probably not good.
No.
But I've been using it because I love rosemary mint. I think I dated her once in high school. But I was drunk. Anyway, the Justice Department needs to respond to public demands for transparency under law and release the Epstein files under FOIA, according to Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. And I agree. I mean, what the hell are they sitting on, and why are they sitting on it? And quite frankly, at this point, is there something, I guess you could argue they're dealing with more important things in the Justice Department, but this is a biggie. This is a biggie because it includes people in high places. It includes potentially a murder within the federal prison system. It involves a cover-up of a murder, potentially, within the prison system. Would you bet your life that he did not kill himself?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm at the point. I wouldn't bet my life on anything. Well, no, I probably wouldn't, because then you fall down the rabbit hole of, well, if I bet my life and I lose, is it going to hurt when I?
Yeah.
I mean, if we can go down the caveat list of, it's got to be fast, can't see it coming, can't hurt, die in my sleep, all that stuff. But so anyway, I don't know what the hell they're going to do. It's so frustrating because we came into this thing with hopes and dreams, and now here we are, and do I still trust Pam? I don't know. I don't know if I do or not. Very, very frustrating. You want to be a part of the program, weigh in on any of the mind-numbing, and this lotion does feel good, doesn't it?
It probably smells.
The nice thing, too, is that it keeps part of my problem, one of list of many of my problems, but one of the things, like if my fingers get too dry, and my hands my mouse doesn't work, my trackpad doesn't work, because it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Well, your trackpad it's got something to do with electrical impulses, right?
Yeah.
It has to conduct stuff. So, and if you're too dry, you can't conduct anything. We hate it when that happens. Off to Butler, Pennsylvania, because what the hell is going on in Butler?
Also, a Butler County man is accused of threatening to murder President Trump and other U.S. officials. Investigators say Sean Monper was making the threats between January and this month under the online handle Mr. Satan. Investigators say Monper was also threatening to kill ICE agents and Elon Musk, referring to an American Revolution 2.0. His preliminary hearing is set for Monday.
Okay. Am I frozen up there?
That was frozen, but we still had an image at least. We just didn't get to see the video.
Which one's frozen?
The other computer, the video computer.
That one? Did I do it?
I don't know. Move your mouse around or press play or something. Nope, I didn't do it.
What the hell's going on here? It's because we're talking about Epstein, isn't it? I'm every time.
Yeah.
We start talking about Epstein or something like that, all things start to telling you it is it's all interconnected, interwoven. Nothing really.
It's the other machine, Brian.
I understand what it is. I'm trying to figure out what the camera situation is here.
Oh, the camera's fine. You're not locked up on any camera. It's just
right. No, I'm just trying to figure out why because things aren't labeled the same over here as they are wherever you are.
Gotcha.
Down the hall. I mean, I don't know why we couldn't have just labeled the same, but we didn't for whatever reason. And so now I've got to click down my list of what the hell is doing the right thing, et cetera. But so they arrested this guy last week, and Sean Monper. Is it something in the water in Butler? I mean, because we had Dingle Nuts there. What was his name? Matthew.
The headless boy. Yeah, him.
Crooks.
Yeah.
Crook. What happened to that story? Did we dig into his past? Do we know more about Matthew Crooks? Nope. Crooks, right? Yeah.
Crooks, yeah.
Thomas Matthew Crooks. What else do we know about him? Because it doesn't seem like we know any more about him now than we did when it happened. And when we were, the latest story I can find in the news from the New York Post, would-be Trump assassin Thomas Crooks may have had an accomplice. I wonder if that was Munper there. I wonder if that was Sean Munper, who was the accomplice.
Oh, trying to finish the job? Sure, yeah. Entirely possible.
Been almost 9. This is in February. This been 9/10. When was that? Is that May or June? When did that happen? Has it been almost a? Yeah, it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
July 13th. Well, okay, so it hasn't been quite a year. April, May, June, July. Well, 9 months. Okay. Sources told the Post the FBI has obstructed the efforts to solve the mystery. Huh. That's weird. The FBI has obstructed efforts to solve the mystery of why Thomas Matthew Crooks, who left no manifesto, or did he? You see how tough it is to get to the answer or the bottom of anything now because we don't trust any of the sources?
Right.
We don't trust the FBI. Hopefully Bongino and Pantell are going to change that. I can tell you from personal experience that there are people within the FBI who are actively working against efforts to change it. I know that for a fact. Frighteningly enough. And I know that from a couple of different things without going into too much detail. But good people on the inside of the FBI are afraid to come forward up front.
Yeah.
And publicly or even privately, like quite frankly, they're afraid even behind the scenes to say anything because they're not sure who is going to see the information prior to it getting into the hands of somebody who can make a difference. It's like working at a place where you know there's some bad shit going down, and the news president or the new boss comes in and the new boss says, hey, you see something, just send me an email or whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't trust the IT guy because
to let the email get through. Anybody in the chain of command, that could be the problem. And we're seeing this now with these leaders, military leaders, not wanting to post the photos of Donald Trump or Pete Hegseth or whoever at their posts and locations. And you're like, wait a minute, aren't these the people that all of the rest of them are supposed to be following?
Isn't this crazy? I mean, the Space Force chick, who got booted because she sent an open email out to everybody in the in Greenland, in the Space Force Greenland, saying, "Hey, we don't, we're not on board with this whole thing that the boss said." I mean, that's just insane. The parents of Thomas Matthew Crooks have refused all interviews. They remain in their home, sealed off from the world. Neighbors say they only leave the house at 3 a.m. to buy groceries. How weird is that? Let's see, but by the way, why do we know nothing about that guy in Butler? Elon Musk yelled out to the audience at the conservative at CPAC when he was there, before warning that FBI Director Kash Patel is going to get to the bottom of it. Is he? I'd like to think he is, but at this point, I'm not so sure. That's the frightening, the truly terrifying part is that this is so big and these people are so powerful that even the good guys at the FBI can't get to them.
Yeah.
The more I go back and watch the X-Files, the more I wonder if Chris Carter didn't have an insider at the FBI and it was like an expose of the FBI. Because that was the whole premise. If you're not an X-Files fan, you should be, and there's something wrong with you. But that the X-Files, they were trying to get to the bottom of all the conspiracy types, the UFOs and aliens and everything else. And there was a group known as the, not the collective, what the hell were they known? I can't remember. But anyway, a group of men who were basically ruling the world and had power over the FBI and every other agency in the world, essentially. Was it the cartel? It may have been called the cartel. Anyway, the fact that could be true, and at this point, wouldn't surprise me. When you're the director of the FBI and or the Attorney General of the United States and you are unable, and that's the other thing, maybe Pam Bondi is unable to give us the rest of the information.
Could be.
It could be that she is being refused
but they're leaving
information.
They're leaving us to speculate rather than just going Pam Bondi getting on the air, doing like she does, and just say, look, I can't give you this information right now. I'm not allowed at this point, but we're working on it. Something.
What does nature abhor?
A vacuum.
Yes, it does. Which reminds me of a funny joke involving a Roomba. Something about a Roomba escapes. And the end of the story is, it's been destroyed. Why? Because nature abhors a vacuum. It's pretty funny. But, and see if that...
it did. It's fine.
I don't know what the hell that was all about. Anyway, so, I mean, that's the other option, is that there are forces at play within the power structure that are preventing people like Kash Patel and Pam Bondi from getting to the bottom. I know it sounds conspiratorial, but at this point in time, hell, I was watching the compilation, speaking of conspiracies, the compilation that the Y-Files has been, putting out compilations of their
previous
videos that run for like 12 hours at a time. And AJ said something in one of the intros. He said, if anybody thinks that YouTube doesn't punish creators for taking a break, you'd be wrong. Essentially saying that if you don't put out content continually or, every
at least
week
once or twice,
whatever it is, that you get punished somehow. Is that it's got to be in revenue share.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
So, they're putting out these compilations but one of them was the hollow moon theory, which is he did it a couple of years ago. But if you start looking up the hollow moon theory, which is in a nutshell that the moon is hollow and it is a base for, I don't know, something to observe us. And how do we know that's not true? What do we base? Well, yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. Of course, it's they still haven't exactly decided why the moon exists. All the theories for why the moon is even there, whether it was during the formation of everything that a big chunk of the primordial gases and stuff broke off and, the earth was formed and the moon was formed, or that there was a huge meteor or something else that crashed into the earth during that period of time and knocked a big chunk of ooze off and it formed the moon, that it was already a body that existed as the moon and was flying by and got captured in our gravitational field. I mean, they really just don't know. Part of the issue is that like on Earth, let's see, on Earth, the material, the deeper you go into the Earth's crust, the rock that's below the surface is older than the stuff that's on the surface. That makes sense? The rocks, if you dug up a rock from 100 miles down, it is going to carbon date older than the rocks on the top, on the surface.
Yeah.
On the moon, it's the opposite. You dig into the moon and the deeper you go,
really,
the rocks and stuff are younger than the stuff on top. So, and again, I'm not a scientist, although having played a dentist in a student film once, I do have some credibility in the field. And that to me tickles my spidey sense.
Okay.
Right? I mean, and we'll get further into that in a bit. Because again, we decided not to call in sick today, even though that seems to be a trend that's on the rise, statistically speaking. And we're just, hanging out and chatting. A little coffee, a little talk, no big whoop. You want to get involved? We've told you use the hashtag what I learned today. Over in the Rumble chat room, those watching, and thank you to everybody over in the Kick chat room. I haven't even checked on the Kick people. I guess I should do that. Who's up? J. Reed Jr. Dude, thank you. Happy Monday. And thank you to, if you are listening to the podcast and you aren't aware of Kick, it's kick.com, just like it would sound. Not K-I-K, but K-I-C-K. Jake Lovell's over there too. Thank you, Jake. And the reason we're on Kick is because we like to spread our love far and wide.
Distribution points, yeah. We're men.
We're men, and we spread it everywhere, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, the predominant color over at Kick is green. Green is pretty. So if you have a chance, go over to Kick and follow the Daily Mojo on Kick. We'd be ever so grateful. On the X, I was today years old, by the way, when I figured out why Kathy in the Berg uses the handle Kathy in the Berg.
Okay, why does Kathy in the Berg use the handle?
It goes back to The Office.
Oh.
Which I didn't watch a bunch, but it goes back to The Office, and it goes back to one of the first web series. Remember those?
The web series, yes.
Web series, which still exist, but it was called The Berg. And Kathy was a character in The Berg. Kathy in the Berg. Lap says, Brad, have you and Ron seen this story? Kash Patel's surprising appointment of a top J6 inquisitor to head the DC FBI office. New.
Yes, I saw it this weekend.
And?
It calls into questions a few things. This is someone who, from a J6 standpoint, wasn't on our side, so to speak. So I don't.
Really?
We don't. Yeah, we don't know why he has appointed him to head the DCI FBI office.
That's fascinating. I do trust Dan Bongino. I don't know Kash Patel. Bongino says he's a good guy. All right, then I take him at his word there. But I don't know Kash Patel, so I don't know what to think because the other way you can look at that is that obviously Kash Patel knows these people better than we do. There might be something we don't know about this guy who may have been playing the part. That's the other. Taking another step back. Operation Mockingbird. Was that the 40s, 50s, 60s, whenever the hell it was? It basically was the infiltration of the press and the media by the CIA and other intelligence agencies in the government. And what that meant was that there were CIA operatives employed by places like the New York Times, LA Times, the Chicago Tribune, etc., at NBC, ABC, CBS, those places, and they directed content the way that the CIA would like it to go. That's not even a conspiracy theory. You can look it up, Operation Mockingbird, and it probably, likely, is same way today. There are active CIA operatives within the media directing coverage. I mean, hell, that's the reason legacy media can't be trusted in the first place, because it's been infiltrated and they tell us what they want us to hear, not the truth. So it's really, and one of the reasons that alternative media has become so popular is because we are not influenced nor run by, I can guarantee you, I have nothing to do with the CIA. I'm not so sure about the wonky-eyed guy.
Yeah. No comment. What is it? I can neither confirm nor deny.
The wonky eye may be because they've implanted a camera or something into Ron Phillips, and he has been sent here, much like Scully in the X-Files was sent to debunk. Are you Scully?
No.
Boy, I wish you were.
And no, it would be awesome if the CIA ever reached out to me and said, hey, we need you for a job.
What would you say?
I'd be on it like white on rice, dude.
But could we trust you? I mean, you've just admitted that you would, wow, see, you have absolutely shattered.
What did I admit?
That you would go into the belly of the beast.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know if that's good or bad.
But besides this show, the only way I can make a difference is be in the belly of the beast, right?
But now you didn't say that up front is the problem.
Oh, I see. Okay. I would have hoped you'd known me by now.
Well, that's just it. But then you tell me things like that. I need something to take away the stress.
Yeah.
How about this? It's a video of a panda.
And Research Center for Giant Panda sure knows how to treat its fluffy animals. Our little friend over there, named Do Bon, was captured by CCTV footage doing water yoga while enjoying a bath. She's stretching, splashing, just having a grand old day. Maybe even enjoying the attention. She's being captured on the iPanda multimedia platform, which according to Reuters provides round-the-clock live broadcasts of the daily life and activities of pandas in the nature reserves of Southwest China.
Wouldn't that be nice just to get in there and just take a bath with a panda? Right up until the point where it bit your head off.
Yeah, I sort of say where the panda doesn't want you in their bath.
Right. I mean, just look how much fun that panda. Oh, this is like watching cat videos, but it's the panda version. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, that's real, right? I mean, we know that's real, don't we? I mean, we assume it's real. Look at that. Look at how much fun. Oh, look at it. Oh, backwards. Oh, I mean, that is a fun panda right there. That is a panda having a big time.
I get stuck watching the Eagle Cam.
They'll eat your head too.
Yeah, they will.
Oh, that was a nice little respite there from worrying about you being a CIA asset, damn it.
Whatever, dude.
You're reasonably hold my pizza trustworthy. Much like the folks over at Sugar Creek Goods.
Yeah, buddy.
Handmade and all natural, it says right there on the label of the lotion that I'm holding here. That is rosemary mint. Even says, please recycle. So you know they're good people right there. Please recycle right there on the bottle. All the goodies came in. I'm going to start.
Look what I got.
I'm going to start off. What'd you got?
I got my soaps. I got creamy coconut here. And I've got
creamy coconut.
Grandpa's pipe. Dude, I'm going to use this tonight. Grandpa's pipe. This smells so freaking good.
Is tonight bath night for you?
Tonight is bath night, yeah.
I got lumberjack. This is cedar wood and walnut shell. Saponified oils of lard, olive, coconut, castor, shea butter, and cocoa butter.
Let's see, we got some other stuff here.
Well, hold on. What does saponified mean?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that question because I saw it on the back of my soap. Yeah.
God damn it. What is saponified? Hang on. I'm going to look up saponified. Somebody out there is shouting saponification. Saponification is a chemical reaction where fats or oils react with a base like sodium hydroxide lye to produce soap and glycerol. Okay.
There you go. All right.
It's essential in soap making and involves the hydrolysis of triglycerides, the building blocks of fats and oils. All right, there you go. So that's about as natural as you can get. Yes.
I've got
my
facial toner. Facial toner. Look, dog shampoo. I'm trying that today too. Honey almond dog shampoo. Not for me, right? Not for me. But here's the cool one.
Some would argue.
Here's the cool one. This is the Neroli salt scrub. I have never seen salt scrub in my life.
You've never had a salt scrub?
No, but this stuff, look at this. Look at this. It's salt scrub, dude.
Tell me you've never heard of a salt
I've never done a salt scrub. No.
You've never heard of it though?
Oh no, I've heard of it. I just didn't know it was like a gritty. I guess I don't know what I thought salt scrub was, but now I know. But God, dog, I don't know what the scent Neroli is, but whoo!
Have you ever seen a Turkish hammam?
No. Is that like a Turkish bath?
You go. It's a Turkish bath, but you go in there. Let me see if I can get to the part here. You can grab this anywhere you want to.
Look at that.
So they go in and it's brutal. I mean, they scrub you to the point where some people bleed. This is really a good one where there we go. Hang on, get bigger. Damn it. Why won't it get bigger?
That's what she said.
Right? I know. Exactly. I hear that a lot. What the hell? Just get bigger, for crying out loud. There we go. So you see all that stuff rolling up on his back? That's
dead skin. Yeah.
Yeah. That seems like brutal on the nipples right there. But and that is not what a salt scrub will do to you. This is a Turkish bath, and you saw the.
He said it's like sandpaper. Just suck it up and take it.
Yeah, it is. And I've never done one, and I'm not sure I'd want. I don't know if I'd want to or not, because I don't know if I know, but I don't know if I want a dude scrubbing me everywhere.
See, that was my thing.
Does that make me homophobic?
Probably a little bit.
Does it? Well, I'm afraid of a dude because dudes have really strong arms and hands. They can hurt you.
Freezing cold water.
Women.
No.
Right. But anyway.
I'm going to take a warm shower with my grandpa's pipe here. So
every time you say that, it sounds a little weird.
What?
But okay.
It does. That's what it's called, grandpa's pipe.
I know. I understand that. It's just weird taking a shower with your grandpa. But there's also poison ivy soap with calendula, chamomile, and Dead Sea clay. I looked up Dead Sea clay. That stuff is fascinating, too. SugarCreekGoods.com is the website. We'll be reporting back to you I can already tell you I love the rosemary mint.
Yeah, we don't
lotion
have a fancy MoJo URL yet, but we'll get one.
Why? And why don't we?
It's probably going to be like something like Smell Good Mojo or.
Well, why not Smell My MoJo?
SmellMyMojo.com. I'll see if I can get it.
Okay.
SmellMyMojo.com. Anyhow, that's not it yet, but it's Sugar Creek Goods. And like Brad said, we'll talk more about it. But if you go out to Sugar Creek Goods, if you do purchase between now and the time we get everything set up, please use the promo code Daily Mojo. You'll get 15% off right off the top.
What's the promo code again there?
Daily Mojo. Yeah.
Daily Mojo is your promo code at Sugar
Creek Goods.com. There it is.
Right there. And you'll know that you're there because it's got the little, are those wildflowers?
They look like bluebonnets, but yeah, I could be wrong.
Well, everything's better with bluebonnet on it. Am I right?
Uh-huh.
So you can find out more at sugarcreekgoods.com. You'll know because you'll have those look purple. Those aren't.
Okay.
Are bluebonnets
my bad.
Purple?
I'm colorblind. I can use that excuse.
I'd never trust you when it comes to things like that. Sugarcreekgoods.com.
Every day at the top of the hour, I flip on the radio for a blast of truth and power from the Daily Mojo. Give me the mojo.
Your Daily Mojo.
Mojo. Give me the mojo. Give me the mojo.
Frankly speaking, over in the Daily Mojo chat room, he says maybe heaven is inside the moon.
Could be.
I hadn't thought about that. Hadn't thought about that. Dr. Zoe knows that's exactly what a CIA asset would say. Damn it. I mean, I came right on and said that I guarantee you I am not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with the CIA in any way, shape, or form. None. Zero. Zip zilch. Which is exactly what I would say if I was trying to spread misinformation and I didn't want you to know about the whole thing. Lep says, Brad, are you sure the panda was real? A zoo in China has been accused of trying to deceive visitors with a pair of dogs dyed black and white to look like pandas. Now, we saw those, remember? We saw those pandas that they didn't look anything like pandas.
They didn't.
They really, looked really not anything like pandas. So there was that. Another catch up, if you will, another update on a story that we were following some time ago that I thought was stupid. And don't get me wrong, I think you should not deface public property. I think that's bad. Graffiti is not, although some graffiti on the sides of train cars is amazing. For a while there, I wanted to do a coffee table book of graffiti, but apparently it's already been done. So There's that. I know, but wouldn't that have been cool? I mean, because some of it is truly an art form. But do you remember the story of the dudes in which park was it? It was in Nevada. It was Lake Mead. I guess it was just Lake Mead National Park. And so these the dudes Wyatt, Clifford Fain, and Payden Guy Cosper.
Didn't they push over like some stack? That's what I thought. Yeah.
They pushed over rock. The men crouched. The video showed the men crouching to topple one boulder after another, causing the rocks to crumble as they smashed into the cliff. They're rocks. They were rocks sitting. Okay, here we have the video, so we can look and see exactly what it was that they did. This is the crime. Hang on a second. Didn't copy that link for whatever reason. Hold on a minute. I love technology. Okay, link is copied. Link comes over here. Link is pasted. That time it took. Here they are toppling the rocks into off of the side of the mountain. Now, they're just rocks. Those rocks looks like they've fallen there from all right. All right, it's a...
Trying to get out.
But why?
He's going to fall.
Which would have been kind of funny if he did fall. And I'm not condoning what they're doing, but is it a freaking crime to push rocks off a cliff like that? That would have been funny as hell if that thing had, like...
You said that's a national park. Don't national parks have rules about that? Disturbing the...
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Disturbing the vegetation.
And you're right, they're just rocks, and those don't look like they were specifically balanced for...
No.
I mean, but...
No.
Yeah,
but when you push rocks like that, should you go to prison? So the unknown visitor turned their smartphone camera on. A video shows men crouching and topple one boulder after another, causing the rocks to crumble as they smash into the cliff face, as you saw. At one point, one of the men stumbles a bit, which again, sorry, at that point I was like, oh, wouldn't that be funny if he fell backward and the rock fell on top of him? Play stupid games, right? But does he deserve to go to prison? I mean, they're facing prison time now. Now they may not get. The jury found them guilty last Wednesday. They're facing up to a year in prison. That seems to me to be a bit over the top. They pushed rocks off the side.
What if everybody pushed rocks off the side of it, and then you wouldn't have a hill anymore? They'd level out and the earth would be flat.
Right. No, eventually somebody would be pushing a rock and then they'd fall and the rock would fall on top of them, crushing them. And other people who had two brain cells to rub together would come up, oh, you know what? I don't want to push those rocks. So that one guy, remember how his head just got smashed by a rock? So I'm not going to. And it would all kind of even itself out. Is it a good idea to put? No, I don't condone it. But seriously, the maximum penalty, a year in prison and $100,000 fine. Either or both. They will be sentenced July the 8th.
Don't people in Yellowstone get put in jail or arrested or whatever for walking out there and where they're not supposed to walk? I mean, it's a national
but there are
park.
Clearly listed rules that say you cannot, you can't go out there and.
Is there not there not clearly listed rules for whatever
I have
park
never, and I've been in those parks before, but I've never.
Do not disturb the rock
I've never
formations.
Well, that's just it. I don't know if I've ever seen anything that says don't, and there might be. I don't know, but let's say there aren't. Common sense would say, don't be dicking around. And those two dudes look like they're old enough to know better.
Yes.
Not like they're 12 years old. Throughout the trial, their attorney, Ross Goodman, attempted to defend them by saying that he couldn't have known pushing the red rocks off the cliff was illegal. I would be, quite frankly, that would make, part of me would be like, I didn't know. The other half of me would be, there are so many stupid laws in this country that it probably is illegal to push a rock off a cliff.
Yeah.
So there's that argument. Mr. Costner did not have any knowledge that pushing a boulder was unlawful until the U.S. Marshals showed up at his house 4 months later.
Wow, so much. Wow, that's kind of a surprise. 4 months later, I guess.
Ta-da! Right.
When
Probably
when
forgot
your
they
shit gets
did
posted
it.
on YouTube and somebody goes, "Oh my God!"
Right. Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert Neef argued that the men should have known destroying the formations was illegal. They're arguing, what's knowledge? Everyone knows you can never murder someone. You can't steal. You can't break things that don't belong to you, Neef said. Is it breaking? It's a rock.
Yeah.
It's a rock. You didn't take the rock. You moved the rock. You're not supposed to move the rock? Again, there's probably some law that says you can't move rocks. in a park.
Yeah.
My comeback to that would be, okay, if you have a rock path, a gravel path that you're walking on, you're moving those rocks. Is that illegal?
Not only
Well, no,
that, what if you're in a national park and you're stranded or something, you need to start a fire. You're going to gather rocks to,
Right.
to make your fire pit or whatever.
SOS. Right.
Yeah. Spell SOS, help, whatever. Are you going to get popped for that too?
Get it.
I
get it. We don't want people going into parks and, spray painting the rock. And, I understand that part. But so is what they're doing, is this just deterrent for the next dumbass that comes along? And should they, seriously, a year in prison? If we're going to do that, why not make them spend 40 hours a week picking up trash in the park? That seems like it would be a better idea.
A better idea, yeah.
Than, sitting in a jail somewhere. It just, again, the justice system is pretty broken, but sometimes you just see. So we'll wait until, July 7th. Over the millions of years, geological forces transformed the dunes into solid sandstone, which was then eroded into the formations seen along the trail today. The sheer time required to create the recreation area's beloved rock features make them special to visitors and the staff who are charged with looking after them. Looking after the rocks? They're rocks. And yes, they're beautiful. I understand it. This almost feels like a personal attack in a way. One of the, who's Haynes? Is that another attorney? Maybe. Almost feels like a personal attack in a way. It's one of my favorite places in the park, and they're up there just destroying it. I would challenge you. Go ahead. Try to destroy the rocks. The rocks will be there long after we are. There's a fine balance to this stuff, which is ironic because the rocks were balanced.
I see what you did there.
All right, I'm done. Here's Phil Bell.
This is Phil Bell on the Daily MoJo with your morning update. Over the weekend, it occurred to me that too many Americans still think about government as being like Genie from I Dream of Genie. Now, you remember her, dressed scantily, looking amazing, always willing to help her master, always calling her master. That's what we all hope government will be. But the reality is that government at its best looks more like Lizzo, and at its worst looks more like Rosie O'Donnell. The more and more that we continue to look to government, even in the Trump era, the more and more that we will be empowering government to become oppressive, suppressive, and take everything we have. We do not want that from the American government. And the way that we stop it is simple. Whenever there's a problem, the first place we should look is the mirror. Look to yourself. See what you can do to solve that problem. Next, go to your friends and family. Go to your church. Maybe even go to work. Look for ways that you can solve it within your own sphere before you even think about going to the government. If other people see you do that, they will follow your example and they will look for ways to do the same in their own lives. That will take all of the power out of Washington, D.C. and put it right back in your hands. And the same goes at the state level and the local level. So the first thing I want you to do is leave a comment under the show. Tell us what you're doing to bring more of the power back home and take it away from the politicians. The second thing I want you to do is download the Daily MoJo smartphone app and enable notifications. That way you'll be up to date on the latest craziness and good stuff coming out of Washington, D.C., and you'll know how to share it with others. We'll see you down the line. And thanks for choosing the Daily MoJo.
Phil Bell's morning update is only on the DailyMojo.com. Radio with an attitude.
The Daily Mojo.
This is
Thank you for hanging out with us. Brad Sachs. Hello.
your Daily Mojo.
And that other guy. I think his name's Ron Phillips. Ron Phillips. Everybody. And we're here to help you get through another Monday. Monday. It's the Daily Mojo. It's the Daily Mojo. And I'm ready for the week.
Your Daily Mojo.
Yeah. It's
As always, smart people watching the program over in the Rumble chat room, and a couple of dumb ones. But W. Kunkel says all those rock stackers should get the same penalties then. Yeah. Those are called cairns. Not Karens, cairns. C-A-I-R-N-S. There's actually a page on the National Park Service's website. If you've ever come across those strange stacks of rocks while hiking in national parks, maybe you wonder what they are, and if they mean anything, wonder no more. These rock piles are called cairns. They're often used to mark hiking routes in parks. You should leave them as you find them, as they may serve an important purpose, or they may not. They may just be somebody like to stack rocks. But you're right. I mean, if we're going to take the law for what it is, can't move rocks, you could argue what they were doing, the guys were just pushing rocks off. Now, maybe the argument in their favor is, well, they were concerned that these rocks were, imbalanced, were going to fall on somebody. And somebody else did bring up, what if somebody, not my dog, said, what if somebody pushes a rock that mashes a kid? Yep. Then you get, manslaughter, at the least.
Yeah.
You were trying to do it, murder, but it's a question of, common sense, which again seems to be, for the most part, out the window anymore. And as far as human beings are concerned, we'll always have that stupid fringe. But I understand what they're trying to do, discourage other people from doing that.
Because if everyone went into the national park and pushed rocks off cliffs, then we wouldn't have any more national parks, would we?
Incidentally, another fun fact I love throwing out there every time we talk about Nevada, aside from the fact that it is the birthplace of Bradley J. Staggs, no E, no H. My social security number is. The government owns, I think, more than 85% of Nevada. No. That doesn't seem right, does it? Yes, doesn't seem right. Sir Rad Bastard in the Rumble chat room. Big Mike identifies as Michelle Obama. John R. 1965 cool Trump garbage truck. Did we see one? I don't know. James in Louisiana. Hooray! A shout out for us dumb folks. That's funny. I see what you did there. James, let's see. Hang on a minute. Shortcuts sometimes. Sometimes shortcuts are good, and sometimes you can get lost in them. James did. Aha! Thank you. I found it. So this was courtesy of James, the N1 James. He retweeted Lord Bebo. And this is and I thought this was really good because it made inflation and the economy make sense, but it did so with monkeys and bananas. Because again, usually if you start talking about the economy and numbers and all that stuff, it is just, but this, anybody, Ron, you'll be able to understand this. Monkeys, bananas, and the economy and inflation.
If monkeys have one banana, banana rare, banana valuable. But if monkeys grow more bananas, banana become common, banana not as valuable.
Right.
Demand pull inflation. If monkeys demand more banana, but banana farmer makes same amount, banana price go up because banana more rare. Cost push inflation. If banana demand is the same, but banana farmer have less banana to sell, banana price go up because banana become more rare.
Yep.
Production cost inflation. Monkey buys banana. Monkey eat banana. Life is good. Monkey tell monkey friends about banana store. Monkeys buy all the bananas. Banana farmer has to plant more banana tree, but banana seed become more expensive. So, banana farmer raise price of banana to cover costs. Monetary inflation. If banana demand is the same and banana supply is the same, but monkeys have more leaves than usual to buy banana price go up because now leaves are not worth as much as before. Hyperinflation. Price of banana goes up, so monkey government decides to create more leaves so monkeys can afford banana. So monkeys buy more banana, but banana price goes up to keep up with banana demand. So monkey government creates more leaves, but price of banana goes up to keep up with more demand. So monkey government creates more leaves. But price of banana goes up. So monkey government creates more leaves. This is getting ridiculous.
Right. I mean, that's what happened. That's why it's so, I was going to say funny, but it shit ain't funny, man. When the government comes out and starts talking about inflation, remember during the past 4 years how it was the companies. I mean, hell, the president at one point, in one of the rare video appearances that he made, remember how he came out and blamed like Fritos around the Super Bowl, that they were raising their prices on you? That your Super Bowl snacks were going to... Right. That they were, your Fritos, your snacks at the Super Bowl, at your Super Bowl parties, were going to cost more because it was those damn companies out there raising the prices on you just because they were greedy. And that, you know, once first he, and then after he got shuffled off to Buffalo, then Kamala comes on. They're going to make damn sure that those companies can't get out there and bend you over anymore and charge you more for the Fritos or the bananas in this case. And the amount of money that the government dumped into the economy after they, effed up the whole COVID situation, and quite frankly, created the COVID situation, because let's not forget, we can't just blame the Chinese for having sloppy lab security around Wuhan. The whole reason that all that stuff was getting done over there, all that research into the gain of function, was because of our very own lovable, cuddly, harmless Dr. Anthony Fauci, who has been a freak of nature himself for decades and got paid quite handsomely for it. So you can blame Anthony Fauci and his gain of function research in Wuhan pretty much for inflation if you go back to the beginning. Because then we had to, we didn't have to, but the government did dump all kinds of money into the economy and caused hyperinflation, as we just learned from the monkeys and the bananas. See, when videos and explanations come out like that are nice and simple, it makes it easy to learn this stuff. That's why was it Rock, the kids thing?
Schoolhouse Rock?
Oh,
yeah.
Schoolhouse Rock, thank you.
Yeah.
That's why it was so easy to learn stuff then.
I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only
on Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a law someday. It made it easy to remember that stuff. Why don't economists come out and teach like this so that the rest of us can learn it?
That's how I learned conjunctions.
What's my function?
Conjunction.
Junction. What's my function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Hooking up, you mean like sex? Is that where that came from? See, Not My Dog, Bard, remember BC Comics? The comic strip, yes. Yep, I do. Do they still do that one?
The Caveman? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if they still do it or not.
That's a good question. BC Comics. BC Comic Strip. Who? They still do it. Wow. How about now? The sun's coming out. Tell you what, when it rains fire, I'll go jogging. Stupid volcano. See, that's funny. Right? It's kind of full of dad jokes.
Yes, lots of them. Yeah.
Let's see. Sign ahead. Oh, is this one funny? Let's see. Open image in new tab. All right. Let's look at see if death is easy. Comedy is hard. Sign ahead. Sign. Okay, I don't get it. Do you?
No.
That one doesn't.
In his mind, it worked.
That's yesterday's, by the way. And if you're listening to the podcast right now, I would explain it to you, but I really don't know how.
There's no way to explain that.
There's no way. I mean, it's a caveman on a unicycle, the sign ahead, then he comes up to a sign that says sign, and then I guess he keeps going, and then we see in the last panel, he has just gone over speed humps. Yeah, nope. That does not.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't.
I feel like I'm too dense to get this. I don't.
I know.
It's frustrating me now.
It's like it's trying to communicate. I can feel it, but I don't know what it's trying to say. Well, you know who else wouldn't get it is this doofus right here. The man arrested for this happened on Thursday. That there is Michael Vincegetta Jr. They arrested him in Saratoga County, Florida. The sheriff's office did. He's 32 years old, so he should have known better. He is accused of intentionally causing damage to toilets at the Saratoga County Jail on 3 separate occasions while incarcerated. And see, this involves another situation I get that I don't think I get, because if he is, how'd they arrest him if he was already in jail? I mean, if he's busting up the toilets, did they arrest him when he was busting up the toilets in jail? Or did they let him go home after busting up said toilets? And then, much like the dudes who, destroyed the rocks, or let's just, hang on. First of all, they didn't destroy the rocks. They rearranged the rocks. They moved the rocks, which in their mind could have been art.
They may have resized the rocks.
They may have, yes, but they did not destroy the rocks. This dude, however, destroyed the toilets, according to the story. The damage exceeded $1,500, with incidents reportedly occurring in February and March. He was arraigned in Miltontown Court, has been returned to the Saratoga County Jail pending further proceedings. Okay. One of the comments down below says, and I think I might agree with what this guy's saying. First and foremost, when this inmate was accused of the first destruction of a toilet, that proceeded to destroy 2 more. The overall cost factor will exceed more than it originally stated. Charged and convicted taxpayers will eventually pay probably 20 to 50% more than the overall crimes to house Mr. Toilet Paper. Right. Good point. So we're going to pay more to keep this guy in jail than it would cost to fix the toilets. See what he's saying? And he's right. It's going to cost us more to keep this clown in jail and feed him and pay the guards to guard him and all that stuff than it would to replace. And toilets ain't cheap. I mean, a good toilet going to set you back.
Yeah, not
good
cheap.
$500.
Yeah.
I love the Kohlers. What is it? The one, my friend Ed Del Grande. Hi, I'm Ed Del Grande, number 1 and number 2. He's a spokesman for Kohler toilets, and let me just tell you, it is worth. Do you have a good toilet, Ron?
I do. We put all the toilets that are low to the ground. Well, we put the regular height. I say regular heights. The ones where you don't have to squat to sit down on the toilet.
Excuse me. Comfort height is the taller one.
The taller one, yeah.
Told him but that's not good for you, because it's better if you. Have you never heard of the squatty potty?
Yes.
You really shouldn't be using those. You should be using
the short toilets,
the short ones, so that your knees are up higher, so you can poop better.
Yeah,
that's part of your problem. Then, if that's the reason, if you're sitting on the toilet longer, then that's why you're staying in there more often, is because you don't have the right height toilet.
Just get you a little stool. That they call it a squatty potty stool.
You can put a stool in front of you. Yes, That will work. Here, because I've mentioned him on so many occasions, this is my friend Ed Del Grande, the spokesman for Kohler Toilet.
There's no doubt about it. We now live in a plugged-in society.
And does he not sound like that? Hi, I'm Ed Del Grande, number one and number two. Huh?
Years ago, if you lost power, you'd pull out a few board games, light a few candles, and that usually got you through the event. But today, with home offices, some family members who may require special needs, and of course the internet, a loss of power for a few hours, never mind a few days, can be a tough event to go through. Now, another tough thing to go through is choosing the right generator for your home. And I'm here with Melanie from Kohler. And Melanie, tell us why Kohler is such a great choice.
Well, first of all, Ed, Kohler generators are very reliable.
Melanie's kind of...
We've been building generators for over 90 years,
I mean,
so we definitely
Kohler's
know what
not a
we're
sponsor
doing.
of the show yet, so...
It should be. Melanie's got it going on there, doesn't she? You know, in Kohler, Wisconsin, you have to, which is why I could never live there, you have to, at least you had to check with Mr. Kohler before you painted your house because it had to be an acceptable color.
We put a commercial-grade engine in every generator that we build. So you know that if you have a Kohler generator behind your house, you're going to have a reliable source that's working hard to back you up when you need it. They're very powerful units. We have generators that can power everything from lights and sump pumps to...
Anyway, that's Ed Del Grande, number one and number two. I love Ed. Someday I will tell you the story of Ed, me, I think the Beth Enoch was there, a hot tub, a bottle of tequila, and how you can absolutely blind Ed Del Grande with dental floss after a couple of tequila shots. That was quite a night. It was. It was a hell of a night. Got to take a break, don't you? You let me miss a break on Friday, Ron.
I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know why you do that to me. I don't know why you felt the need to publicly shame and embarrass me.
It wasn't on purpose.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. I'm going to take you at your word. But when we return here in just a second, the latest, and it's a sad story. I'm not kidding either. This is we have the last picture of Peanut the squirrel before he was beheaded.
Nice.
Yeah, right? By the New York state agents. So we'll do that. Yay. Happy Monday. Good morning. Here on the Daily Mojo.
Stupidity is not a competition.
I've now been in 50...
Unless you're a politician.
7 states. I think 1 left to go.
The Daily Mojo. The Daily Mojo.
Okay, you mentioned earlier today, Ron, that you mentioned, I think you used the, is it a cliche? Is it whatever it is? The like white on rice?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
And I found this on Dr. Zay Esquire's. You are familiar with the At the Mike show. Zay is one of Keith's friends who is frequently on At the Mike. She was on Thursday last, and I was there, and she is going to join the At the Mike program again this Thursday and discuss her theories on space and whether or not space is what space is, which I'm looking forward to.
It's an intriguing
but this was on her.
Okay.
It's right.
All right.
So, but this was on her her Twitter feed, and I was like, no, that can't be, because we've all heard that, is brown rice healthier than white rice?
I had heard that, but I have family members that are Vietnamese that will not eat brown rice.
They no eat brown rice?
They no eat brown rice, yeah.
The brown rice? According to a story in the New York Post from yesterday, brown rice has 40% more of this toxic chemical than white rice. All this time I've been thinking brown rice is
better for you, yeah.
Right. Thanks to its rich concentration of fiber and other nutrients, brown rice brown rice, has often been hailed as the healthier alternative to white rice, but a recent study shows the fan favorite contains significantly higher amounts of...
I don't know.
Old lace. That's your hint. Old lace.
Nope. Nothing. Got nothing.
Arsenic.
Arsenic. What?
Arsenic and old lace. You never mind.
No.
I think you were cultured.
Nope.
Higher amounts of arsenic, the toxic chemical famously featured in old school poison plots in murder mysteries. Researchers analyzed the data of rice samples, found that brown rice contains 24% more arsenic and 40% more inorganic arsenic, a known carcinogen. That means it causes cancer, Ron. Than white rice. Chronic consumption of either one of those arsenics can lead to skin problems and digestive issues, as well as an increased risk of the diabetes, the cancer, and the cardiovascular disease. Is it possible that is at the root of your problems?
Yeah, I mean, because you always hear that the brown rice has a higher glycemic index than white rice because it doesn't raise your blood sugar as fast or whatever like that. But then you find out this kind of stuff like this, and you're like, damn it, if I'm going to eat rice, it should probably be white rice. Now, I'm a fried rice kind of guy, so that doesn't help me at all.
Oh, you like the fried rice?
I like the fried rice.
I like fried rice.
Combo
Me
fried
too.
rice, actually.
Oh, yeah. You take number 2 combo, fried rice. You'll be here a long time. You go now. That's original babe. That's just racist, Brad. Brown rice. Humph. They say brown is healthier, but who the heck knows anymore? Thank you, Missy 13. Who the hell knows what
Who
is
the
healthy,
hell is
what
they?
isn't?
And what have they been leading
Exactly.
us? What path have they been leading us down?
Well, they is the same people that were trying to tell us that
they built the food pyramid too. Yeah.
Right? What was it before the pyramid? It was was it just the 4 food groups? What was before the food pyramid? What came before the food pyramid? Wait, what? Before the food pyramid, which debuted in 1992, the USDA used a basic 7 food... What? Oh. Basic 7 food group chart in 1943, and then a 4 group chart in 1955, which combined fruits and veggies into one group.
Oh. So what you have? You have
7.
meats, fruits and veggies, dairy,
cheeses,
yeah,
dairy,
and what would the 4th one?
Arsenic. You had arsenic, and they didn't. I mean, at that point, they were like, "Hey, eat as much arsenic as you want." What was the
beer?
Basic 7 beer. That's a good point. See, visual guide, food guys. What were the 4 food groups? Fruits, grains, vegetables, and protein. Oh, and then you had dairy off to the side. What the hell is that? Why are we, why listen to the government when, they don't give a damn if you die or not. They don't care. The 7, what were the 7? I am far too young to remember the 7. The 7 groups, group 1 was green and yellow vegetables. The group 2 was oranges, tomatoes, grapefruit. You know,
I like grapefruit.
Tomato is a fruit or vegetable, Ron.
It's a fruit.
Just like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like you. Group number 3, potatoes and other vegetables and pho.
Starches, yeah.
No, it says fruit. Another fruit, maybe? It's cut off. I can't see it. Like grapes. Why the hell would they put grapes with potatoes? Raw, dried, cooked, frozen, or canned. They just made this shit up. Group 4, milk and milk products.
Yeah, yeah.
Fluid, evaporated, dried milk, or cheese. Group 5 was meat, poultry, fish, or eggs, or dried beans, peas, nuts, or peanut butter. And, don't you remember how ketchup became a vegetable in school? Wasn't that Michelle Obama?
Ketchup is so bad for you, dude.
Is it ketchup or catsup?
Either one. It's just bad for you because of
Catsup.
the amount of sugar it has in it.
Ketchup and catsup, essentially the same thing. They are just different spellings of the same condiment, a tomato-based sauce. Ketchup, more commonly used in American English. Catsup, sometimes used in the American South and Mexico. Both spellings derived from the Chinese word ketchup, which refers to a pickled fish sauce. So you can see why they would name a sauce based on tomatoes after ketchup, because that being a pickled fish sauce just reminds you of tomatoes. Where do they get this? Generally favor most. Okay, so what is? What's in catsup? Tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, salt, various spices and seasonings are added for flavor. Can't you get catsup without a bunch of sugar in it?
You probably can, but I mean, isn't that just like whipped up tomatoes at that point? I mean,
you like whipping up your tomato?
I mean, look, there's really nothing as good as Whataburger spicy ketchup. Come on.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, it was, good grief. Was it way back then? The ketchup as a vegetable controversy stemmed from proposed regulations of school lunches by the USDA's Food and Nutrition Services, the FNS, in 1981, early in the presidency of Ronald Reagan. It was not Michelle Obama. I stand corrected. The regulations were intended to provide meal planning flexibility to local school lunch administrators coping with cuts to the National School Lunch Program enacted by the Omnibus Reconciliation Acts of 1980 and 81. Those changes allowed administrators to meet nutritional requirements by accrediting food items not explicitly listed. While ketchup was not mentioned in the original regulations, pickle relish was used as an example of an item that could count as a vegetable. Again, the government hard at work. So we got to group 5. Group 6 was bread, flour, and cereals. Natural, whole grain, or enriched, or restored, whatever the hell that is. And then group 7 was butter and fortified margarine with added vitamin A. Those are your 7 basic food groups. Eat the basic 7 every day. U.S. needs us strong. I mean, and we listened. And we listened. And we listened and we listened and we did and we did. And remember,
and
this was
eggs
about
are bad,
the same
eggs
time.
are good, eggs are bad, eggs are good.
Right. Eggs are expensive. Still.
Yeah.
But same people who brought us duck and cover, don't forget that. Duck and cover, which did nothing. Pretty much nothing. Like zero zip, zilch. This brings me to my next point. That point being, who do you trust? How do you know that they're telling us the truth? How do we know that anything is true, quite frankly? That's the real dilemma that we're in now, is that when it comes to, figuring things out like, is the moon hollow? How many times a day? How often? Let me ask it that way. How often do you think about the moon?
Maybe once a month.
Well, you probably think about it when you see it, right? If it's pretty, it's oh, look at the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty, and then it's on to whatever the hell else you were thinking about. But if you see it, you're thinking.
And you might see it in the news talking about
right,
NASA going to the moon again.
Moon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody goes, we didn't ever really land on the moon, and then we're talking about it for 30 minutes. Yeah.
Right. But for the most part, the moon is kind of, you don't really.
It's just been a part of your life since you were born, so you don't pay it much mind.
It's always been there. Always been there. And what we've always been told, it was made of cheese. For a long time, they thought it was made of cheese. They probably really did think it was made of cheese because they couldn't get there. They didn't know. According to the Y-File segment, I have not looked this up, but there was a time in written history, when the moon was not mentioned, I need to look that up, but that there, and I can't remember what society it was, it's, that, hey, the moon is, or the arrival of the moon, something like that. Anyway, there was a time when it was written that the moon wasn't there. But my point is, you don't think of the moon that often. When you do, it's because, oh, that's pretty. Or, in the late 60s, it was, we went to the moon. Or did we? We eventually did. I'm still not so sure we did when they say we did the first time, which I don't think is that unreasonable. Yes, I think we've been to the moon. I don't, however, I'm not necessarily
You're not sure Apollo 11 was it?
Right. I'm not necessarily sure that we went the first time that they say we went. We eventually went, but I'm not so sure it was when they said we did. And come on. They threw away the plans to get there, and they erased
all the videos,
tapes.
Yeah.
Please. I mean, I know they're
I always thought it was odd that they took
but
a complete car to the moon. That's what I always thought was odd.
Why?
I just did. I mean, yes, they folded it all up. Yeah, the moon buggy. Yes, they folded it all up. I just thought it was weird that in those days we had the technology to build the wheels for the moon buggy that would work on the moon, fold it up like we do, and then all of a sudden, for 50 years, we don't have that technology anymore. We just decided we're not going to build that kind of stuff. And then they make a huge deal out of sending the rovers to Mars, right? And why the moon buggy was as advanced, in my opinion, as what some of the pieces on the Mars rovers are. I just think it's just kind of weird to me that they're driving around the moon's surface.
Well, how were they supposed to get around? They couldn't walk.
They were walking. Yeah, they walked.
I know, but you can't. Yeah, but if you're going to go over to the big crater, that would take you to. I mean, they only had so much air in their spacesuit.
Yeah.
So they had to cover great distances. And that stuff's still there, right? I mean, the moon buggy's still sitting up there somewhere, isn't it? We didn't bring it home.
I think they're all up there. Yeah. 2 or 3 of them. Yeah.
Have we seen pictures of the moon buggy still sitting around up there? Weird. I just hadn't thought about that because you never think about the moon unless, that's a pretty moon. I don't recall having seen a recent picture. Did we leave the moon buggy on the moon? I'm guessing we did because why would we bring it back? Yes, several lunar roving vehicles, LRVs. They're not moon buggies, you commoner.
Sorry.
Also
lunar
known as moon
roving
buggies.
Vehicle. Yeah.
Were left on the moon after the Apollo 15, 16, 17 missions. These vehicles were used by the astronauts to explore beyond the immediate landing site. They were left behind because they were no longer needed for their... See, that's what humans do. We take stuff, we litter every place we go. We just leave cars
apparently, on 1 or 2 of the liftoffs from the moon where they were coming back to the capsule, the lunar rover the lunar rover's camera is what was filming the liftoff. They would take it over and park it, and then that camera on there would be the one that there is video of the liftoff.
Right. Well, that was a big question. Hey, if they're taking, okay, but the problem is those were not video. Were they video cameras?
Yeah,
or were they?
They were run remotely.
So they were
apparently.
wireless video cameras.
Run remotely. Yeah, from the Earth.
Okay. Well, that would explain. So they weren't film cameras. Right. On the moon. Do we have? Yes, there are photographs of abandoned lunar rover vehicles on the moon. All right. I don't doubt it. I'm like, wait, you never really see. I mean, hey, here's a picture of the lunar rover, whatever the hell it is, sitting on the moon, all abandoned and stuff. And that's why aliens hate us and want to destroy us, because we leave our shit everywhere we go. Like, would you appreciate it if somebody from out of town came to your neighborhood and drove like an old, looks like it was put together by a bunch of 10-year-olds car and then just left it in the middle of the street?
Just left it in the middle of the street, yeah.
Right. I mean, no, you wouldn't appreciate, and the people that live on the moon don't appreciate it when we leave our junk up there. But My point is that we trust NASA? Because that's where we get all of our information about the moon. You trust them? Because I'll answer first.
Man,
I don't.
I want to say yes. I do.
I want to say yes. Sure. Are there trustworthy people within that? Absolutely. Do I trust NASA, the agency? Nope. Because they're part of the government. I don't trust them because they've proven that they can't be trusted. And for crying out loud, do you trust an agency that erases all of the original tapes and forgets how to go someplace? Doesn't just forget. Throws away the plans for all of the stuff to get you back to the moon? And if it was such a big deal to get to the moon in the first place, why the hell didn't we go back sooner? Well, we still haven't sent a person back up there. Why didn't we?
More important things to do down here.
Okay. But it wasn't just NASA. It was also Japan, China, India, and South Korea. And private companies that have been to the moon. What is the one that just went up there? The private company, Firefly Aerospace. They just landed the Blue Ghost lander on the moon in March last month.
Yeah.
You know that?
I did.
That was a first for private commercial companies.
There's video of it landing, apparently.
Mm-hmm. So. And let's see here. The mission, Blue Ghost Mission 1, part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services, the CLPS. That's the program. And the broader Artemis program, Blue Ghost successfully landed, now conducting 14 days. I guess they're done because that was, well, maybe not. Because it landed, March 25th? May 17th. Nope. Okay, sorry. It completed 14 days of research on March 17th. So it was researching the moon for 14 days. Now, that is not classified information. And, we should all be able to get our hands on it, right? I mean.
Well, you would think so, yeah.
Sure. Why not? I mean, we can get our hands on the Epstein files. Why couldn't we get our hands on the stuff from the moon?
Yeah, what makes that classified and the moon stuff not?
Does make you wonder, doesn't it? Why? I mean, I was actually kind of surprised. Part of me thought that the moon stuff would be classified, but it's not. Unless it has to do with, obviously, national security, et cetera. But how much of again, you're just a conspiracy theorist. I know. Because how much are we not being told? This is, by the way, when Firefly landed.
The path to the stars is no longer limited to nations alone. Firefly is building the road to the next frontier, one mission and one dream at a time. Tonight, we didn't just reach another mission milestone.
Boy, he reads that with such feeling, doesn't he?
Yes.
It's it's almost Orson Welles. It's almost Orson Welles.
Well, he's reading a script, of course.
We created
Wait, he is?
Yes, you know he
moment
is.
in history.
That's pretty. That's part of the lander there. Firefly Blue Ghost. Making the history. Are we on YouTube today?
No, we're not.
Oh, then I can. All right. So, but before. Well, I think we need to, because I did put Friday's show. I put it back. I put it up on YouTube, but I did want to talk about
after. As long and apparently, as long as we're not live when you do what you're about to do. Yes.
Yes.
I agree with you.
When I do this.
Yeah. Yep.
And now I don't know if it does it when I do that.
Maybe.
It might.
It might.
But you can't do this on YouTube. You cannot hold up anything that resembles a gun because they don't want you to shoot yourself or someone
on TV live. Correct.
On TV. Okay. But anyway, so right now, if you go to protectmymojo.com, that is the website that will take you to Pantell Less Lethal Protection. They are an official dealer of Byrna Technologies. You can get your very own Byrna Launcher, just like the one I'm holding in my hand, which, is it going to fool me there? Nope, good. Which comes with the magazine that you can load with little balls. See if I can do this.
Be careful.
I got all the balls in my hand.
I screwed up yesterday, and I had tear gas in mine, and I accidentally hit the little lever at the top, and they all shot out. But fortunately, they didn't break.
Well, I
said yesterday, sorry, it was Saturday, because I actually bought a holster for my SD so that I could carry it, and I had it with me this weekend.
Okay, John Wayne.
Yeah.
Did it make you feel manly?
No.
Kind of butch?
No, I kept it in the truck, most of the time.
All right. I didn't know you could get a holster for it.
Yeah. Amazon's got them.
I kind of want one. Anyway, they call it less lethal protection because you're not shooting bullets, you're launching little balls.
Yeah. Similar to a paintball, but they're not paintballs. Yeah.
Nope. They are hard plastic in some cases. They are filled with tear gas and pepper spray in other cases. And you can drop these on the floor. They're not going to break open. They have to have some force behind them to bust them. I mean, I'm sure if you dropped it just the right way, but always be careful when you're handling the rounds that have the pepper spray and the mace and the tear gas, whatever. Because these are designed to stop a threat from coming at you, to stop them in their tracks, to give you time to get the hell out of there, to get away from the threat, and to not kill them. I mean, there's always a chance, I guess. You hit somebody just right with one of these little balls and put them in the eye, and they might make them assume room temperature, but you're less likely to kill them with this, the Byrna Launcher. And they call it a launcher because that's what it does. It launches these little balls with CO2 cartridges that are also available at the... you drop those, they don't blow up either. They're just like this. They look like the ones you put in like a
paintball gun.
An airsoft gun or a paintball gun. And do airsoft use these? I don't know. Or do you pump them? In any event, these use the CO2 cartridges. These little balls, they are very effective. I'm telling you, you get hit with one of these, you are going to know it, and it's going to put you down for a little bit, especially if you get hit if this ball makes contact with another ball, you're going to know it. You can get 10% off right now if you use the promo code DailyMojo at protectmymojo.com. There are a couple of different styles of the Byrna Launcher. You can see them there on the website. And if you have questions, and I'm sure you do, Ross, who is the owner of Pantell Less Lethal Protection, his phone number is on the front page of our website.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. So you can get his phone number. It's his cell phone. You can call him. You can ask questions. He's not going to force you to buy one. He will answer any questions you have because it's legal in all 50 states, but there are restrictions by certain governments in localities here and there. So just know, what your options are. I guess that's the key. And he's not going to bother you.
There are other launchers on the website. You don't just have to have the pistol style launcher, but there are other launchers. But of the two pistol style launchers you see on the screen, the one on the left is called the LE version for law enforcement. It comes in black and or orange and black.
And then they don't use it.
And then the one on the right, which is the SD, which is the most popular, it comes in orange, black, and tan and black.
Could I get it in green?
Nope, tan and black.
All right, just checking.
Yeah.
It is ironic that the LE, which is law enforcement, is not used by law enforcement. But they are more likely to use the SD, and it has to do with ask Ross about that.
Accuracy. Yep, at 60 feet. Yep.
Ask Ross about why law enforcement doesn't use the LE model. Fascinating discussion. Anyway, go to protectmymojo.com, and find out more. And this could be the solution you were looking for. to protecting yourself without having to worry about, making somebody.
It's another option, folks. That's all this is. Another option.
And life is about options.
Yep.
Is it not?
Yeah.
Damn straight it is. ProtectMyMojo.com, the promo code DailyMojo. ProtectMyMojo.com.
You're listening to the lunatic fringe of American radio, the Daily Mojo.
So, Blue Origin just took off. You saw that?
Blue Origin. Where are they headed?
Blue Origin just launched with the likes of Gayle King and Katy Perry. Yep.
What in the faggotry is that? That's what Gayle King said, not me.
Yeah.
So they let people who utter homophobic slurs.
It's actually returning to Earth right now, as a matter of fact. Let me get
I was going to make a point about the fact that we are the lunatic fringe of of radio, which is ironic, given that we're talking about the moon.
Yeah.
Over the Carmen line.
Wow. Sorry, let me get it over here. Bring it up.
Is it then yammering on their way to the...
Well,
and at this moment, the astronauts have unstrapped from their seats. They are floating. They are weightless. They are experiencing zero-G for the very first time in their lives.
All
female crewed flight.
And Katy Perry did say that she was going to sing in space. I'm waiting for it.
Waiting for it.
1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
1 minute warning.
So that is
what?
Capcom indicating a 1 minute warning for our astronauts to take in those last views before they get buckled back into their seats. At this point, both craft are descending already.
I guess that is them up there chattering.
Well, yeah, it's them chattering. What are we looking at exactly?
So when the rocket goes up, when it reaches the Carmen line, it separates. So what you're seeing are
Stand by. Hold on. What? It reaches the what line?
They call it the Carmen line. It's a certain amount of altitude. But then the rocket separates. It separates, and the booster comes back before the actual.
They just can't shut up, can they?
No, they can't. But
so one of those is the booster, and one of those is the Blue Origin
the capsule.
rocket?
Yeah.
The capsule?
Yeah.
One of them's falling past in the other one.
Yeah, the booster will come back first.
That's the one on the right?
Maybe. They can get it back in frame.
All astronauts in seats.
And a great piece of news there. All astronauts are back in their seats. You see the two craft now that on the
They just shoot it up there,
shoot it up, and
it comes right back down. Yeah, there comes the booster.
Capsule to its landing spot just 2 miles north of where it's taken off from. At the top of the rocket, you see a couple of fins that are popped out. Those are to stabilize the rocket as it comes into land. Shortly thereafter,
I can't wait to watch this get caught by the little.
It doesn't get caught.
The rocket in half.
No, this one actually springs little legs and lands.
We can see it from the stage.
There comes the rocket down. It's going to relight its engine.
How come it can't get caught by the chopstick?
We're going to hear that shortly here.
Because this is not Elon Musk.
And remember, this is something that had never been done before until just a few years ago. Truly the stuff of science fiction that you're about to watch in just seconds.
What had never been done before? Sending a bunch of women up into space?
Maybe. That looks fake to me.
You know, if they get that stupid lower third off the screen, you might be able to see something. See, you know why it kicks up that big cloud of dust? So that
because it's in New Mexico,
can open in the ground, can open up, and the real people can come out of the ground because they never went into space. It's all a hope.
Well, they're still up there. That's just the booster.
Exactly. This is trying to take our attention away from that.
Landing.
Right on target.
The people are in the booster.
No, there aren't. Yeah, they're in the capsule.
Why aren't we watching the people in the thing?
That's a good question. I mean, it's falling too, so I don't know why.
I mean, shouldn't we be watching the thing instead of Okay, so the engine landed. Great. Wasn't caught by chopsticks.
Then you heard the engine relight,
But
and
sure, it
all
landed
of that
on the ground. And
reverberates
again,
in this big, beautiful
kudos
valley in
to
West
Blue
Texas.
Origin and Jeff Bezos and all of them for being able to do this when NASA couldn't, despite their gazillion-dollar budget.
All right, shortly here we're waiting
There
to
we go.
see the drogue
There it is.
parachutes deploy from the crew capsule. Those are like the guide parachutes. There go the drogue parachutes.
Just free
Listen to all them women screaming.
That's why we don't send women into space on a regular basis.
Pulled out.
And the big mains coming out.
Hear that screaming inside the
Can you imagine Lovell
three
or any of the rest of them
parachutes
screaming like that?
slowly
No.
inflate.
Can we send Rosie O'Donnell into space?
Nice, smooth.
And just leave her there?
15
And
miles
just,
an hour.
how high can it go?
They are cruising back home.
But it is ironic. Again, the word lunatic comes from
And I tell you,
the belief that the moon would affect people's emotions.
True.
Space would affect people's emotions, hence you have lunatic. Moonstruck in Latin, lunatic.
The mortars of the parachutes pop out.
And
that is the best moment in flight.
You think the terms hysterical and hysterectomy are connected?
Yes.
Look that one up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are.
As safe as possible.
Because they
You'll have
are.
an impeccable safety record, but it still
So,
has to feel really good. When you know
I'm
that
just
you're
looking
coming
forward
back
to when they
down
land back on the moon.
those parachutes.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
So we've got all kinds of things. Again, it's the private sector who's now doing it, but with Firefly and landing on the moon, and we back to the original question, which was, why are there so many weird things about the moon? Why does it seem why did it ring like a bell when they dropped the landing the module back onto it? I mean, these are all explained theoretically by NASA why the moon acts the way it does, why the rock on top is older than the rock underneath, why none of the craters are at varying depths.
Oh,
see if Katie. What? Rattle your teeth? Do they give them a mouth guard to wear while they land? Because damn, that looked like it.
It didn't. No, that's just the rockets that cushion the fall. It doesn't slam into the ground. Yeah, it's rockets that hit
at the last second.
Yeah, to cushion the fall. I mean, look, it is Blue Origin, but to me, it's still kind of cool. Blue Origin has sent how many people up now? I mean, and these are, you have to be able to afford it, or they give it to you, whatever the case may be. But they've probably sent up 30, 40 people now, right?
Holy shnikes.
Let's say that's the 11th manned, and let's say they're sending up between 4 and 6 at a time. I mean, you're talking about maybe even 60 people they've sent up.
Let's say human space 2020. Hold on a second. What does it say? People. It had a price tag in here, but I'm trying to find out if she had to pay. What she had to pay.
A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't have to pay. Some do, some don't. It depends on who you are and who you know.
Right.
Maybe who you blow.
Isn't that the way with life? Other outlets have reported standard ticket on Blue Origin ranges from $200,000 to $500,000
for less than 6 minutes worth of flight.
The company has not disclosed the ticket price for paying customers. However, in 2021, an anonymous bidder paid $28 million at an auction to be aboard his flight. To be aboard.
Who was that?
One of the flights. We don't know. Justin Bieber bought a ticket in 2013 for $250,000 on Virgin Galactic Spaceship 2, but he never made it into space. I would suck, wouldn't it?
Who's this reporter here, Brad?
I don't know, but don't turn her up. Let's ruin it. Let's not let the pie hole ruin it. Let's just look at her. Oh, isn't she cute? Did she used to be a dude? Because she kind of has. She kind of an Adam's apple.
Little masculine features.
It looks a little manly there.
Huh. They're all just sitting there waiting for somebody to show up to open the
right.
The door.
You think anybody peed their pants?
That's entirely possible.
I'm betting Gayle King did. According to Space, in 2014, more than 700 people have put down deposits to board a trip to space on Virgin Galactic Spaceship Two.
And I've only seen that go up 2 or 3 times.
Virgin Galactic delayed their flights for years, only resumed in 2023. DiCaprio has not yet been into space, but he has expressed interest in climate change and the environment.
Oh, they had to add that to his story.
Yeah, they did have to add that. So it is now confirmed that the homophobic Gayle King has made it into space. Good for her.
There you go.
That is very, very nice. In just a moment, we will return with more exciting stories of space and the moon coming up on the Daily Mojo. I said coming up on the Daily Mojo.
Every day at the top of the hour, I flip on the radio for a blast of truth and power from the Daily Mojo. Give me the mojo.
We'll give it to you.
Give me the mojo.
We're almost as exciting as a trip into space.
Almost.
Original Babe says, ha ha ha, that perfect CGI parachute. Oh, she doesn't think it's real.
Yeah.
No dirt on that landing capsule after all that dirt cloud. How is that possible? Perfectly white and clean. Ever think it may have a cleaning thingy? It maybe. Didn't you see the women running out there to clean it?
It blew the dirt away. Yeah.
Michaela's mom putting makeup on and fixing their wigs. We're all just jealous.
Is that one of the Kardashians there? That looks like one of the Kardashians. Oh, it is.
Yes, it is.
Holy cow.
Because there's Chris. Well, you're surprised?
I guess not.
Fame has its advantages.
Yeah.
If it was real, that thing would have been covered with dirt. We are all just, let's just admit it together, we're all just jealous that they got to go and we didn't.
Why do you think it would be covered with dirt?
I didn't. Original Baby.
I get that, but why does she think it would be covered with dirt?
Women, you know how crazy their ideas are, Ron. Just go with it. You're right, Original Babe. It'd be dirty. Be dirty. I don't know. Flat Earth Dave needs to get a ride on the Blue Origin, says Lep. I agree.
Yeah, that's...
Shy Boy in Iowa admitting, Real Brad Staggs admitting he is not in the CIA is just what someone in the CIA would say. I believe Real Ron Phillips a lot more now, which is exactly how we like it because it's the double psychological turnabout.
That's what it is.
That's what we do here.
I tried to throw
Let's
you
be
off.
Frank in PA. Looking forward to Katy Perry's new song, Last Near Space Flight. I get it, Last Near Space. So we can find out what went on inside the Blue Horizon ship. Peekapool, Blue Origin sounds like they're running the world's most expensive amusement park ride. They are.
They are. That's exactly what it is.
Yes, it sure as hell is. And if you have not yet downloaded the Daily Mojo app, do so at your earliest convenience, and you can send us all kinds of goodies on the app. You can send us messages there, like Curtis did. Curtis sent this one, and this is from going all the way back to 1986. This is a we like to play these on occasion. This is a band. Let me turn on the video control so I can see where the hell it is. This is a band grocery store commercial from 1986. We like these.
IGA makes party planning easy. Clint bought Wonder Bread, Smucker's grape jelly, and Jif peanut butter.
I'm throwing a family picnic.
Donald bought Doritos, a 2-liter of Pepsi, and Manwich Sloppy Joe sauce.
I'm having a football party.
Vic bought a raw chicken, a cucumber, Skittles, a bungee cord, condoms, and a single bullet.
I'm gonna
Wow.
Do you remember, was it...
and a single bullet.
Jeffrey brought us
this guy,
was it the Nike ad? Remember the Nike ad where there's a feet on the chair and then it looks like they're hanging, but they're actually doing chin-ups? Nike banned this commercial. You remember that?
No.
Did you not see it?
Uh-uh.
Let's see if I can find it real quickly. It's the yeah. You sure you haven't seen this? Because I think you may have. Hold on a second. Let me get it over into the YouTubes and then get it full screen so we can all share it together. And this was Nike turned down this ad. I don't know why there's no sound, but there's no sound. And then they walk over and it looks like they're hanging. But see, they're not hanging because they're doing chin-ups.
Do some sports.
Right? Just do it. And before, I forget, which I almost did. So as you are aware, the Michael V. Institute for Research and Embellishment, because of the Michael V. endowment to the Daily MoJo of the 3D printing device, the first thing to roll off that will be available. I'm not sure how we're going to sell it. We're going to make money.
Auction it. Yeah.
We ain't giving it away. I can damn sure tell you that. This is the first of...
That's nice, Brad.
3 that will be made. I'm just going to go ahead and say 3. It's a Star Trek tricorder from the original series, 3D printed. It's got the little doors that open up. It's got the little scanner. It has a little stand. I don't have that done yet, but got a little stand. And it even has... Hang on a second. You can hear it. It's got sound. So you can walk around and you can play Star Trek in your bathroom.
That is cool.
Right? Oh, and if you don't like the sound that it has already, you can add a different sound to it. You just hook up a little USB cable to it and you can make your own
upload
sounds.
a different sound, yeah.
Yeah, you can upload it. You can load it into the app. And it's got the little scanner thingy too, and all that. It has a stand, like I said, but not done yet. But anyway, I think we'll do the auction part of this. It's really a cool little device. But it's got a genuine leatherette strap, all 3D printed. What?
Genuine leatherette. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it.
It's either that or genuine Nagas. We didn't want to kill any Nagas, so we'll let you know how we're going to. If you want to be the proud owner of that, we're going to. By golly, we're going to make some money off this venture if it's the last thing we do. I forgot to say hi to people over in the Daily MoJo chat room, didn't I?
Yeah.
Wimpy screaming lunatics. Deb Trebly, not with these women. No, not at no, going into space. Yeah, don't want to go up there. Not at all with those wimpy screaming lunatics. Right? Over in the Kick chat room, Jake Level, they is always one half of a conspiracy. True? Yes? I think so. The moon thing, though, is, I'm telling you, there's something weird about the moon. The ones, we only ever see one side of the moon. And I was watching just look up Hollow Moon Theory sometime on YouTube and watch the different videos that are out there. And one guy's, quote unquote, debunking we never see the other side of the moon. No, the Chinese sent a thingy up there. We trust that what we are shown by NASA or Firefly, if they're going to the dark side, I don't know. But, or our, was it Discovery, the probe that we sent out there?
Oh, I don't remember.
The one called Discovery?
Yeah.
Whatever it is. And they took a picture of the backside of the moon, the dark side that we never see, because one side faces the Earth all the time. In and of itself, that's weird. I think there are a couple of other moons on like Saturn that do that, or Venus. some other planet in our solar system. Technically, we are a double planet system because we share, the moon and us share a common center of gravity, I guess. Common center point. We revolve around that. But the fact that we aren't really sure where it came from, how it was formed, that's still up in the air. See what I did there? Huh?
I did.
Still up in the air?
Yeah.
There's some moons in the... Anyhow, the fact that it's strange that all of the craters the same depth, almost like they're, they just dressed it with craters. We have the one picture from the dark side, or we probably have other pictures of the dark side, but do we trust the sources that are showing us the pictures of the dark side of the moon? Do you trust the Chinese? I don't know.
Not necessarily.
I trust them for unnecessary plastic objects, which ironically is, if you end up being the purchaser of said Star Trek tricorder, the filament all came from China.
Yeah, it did.
So, do they make filament anywhere else in the world except for China?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can make your own, actually.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You can make your own filament.
Yeah.
Who is that? Is that Lauren Sanchez?
Maybe.
That's not Jeff Bezos, is it?
That was Bezos, yeah. There's Katy Perry.
Lauren Sanchez. There's Katy Perry.
Kiss in the dirt.
Why?
It's a good question.
Asking for a friend. Why would you kiss the dirt? I want to know who pissed their pants, because someone did. Who's that?
Of Asian descent? I don't know.
Did we send up a token Asian?
Is it beyond that we sent up token all of them?
Is that Gayle King?
That is not Gayle King.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Gayle King doesn't have that long a hair.
Yeah. He's not wearing that wig today. You don't know that. Was Gayle King going to be the last one out? Or
There she is.
Yeah, see, she had to rearrange her adult diaper. Don't they have diapers on when she's going to kiss the ground too? Been done, Gail. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry about you.
Yeah.
Again, we're letting our jealousy show. It's not pretty. And we have not solved whether or not the moon is hollow.
Correct.
It could be.
It could be.
No, it's not hollow. How do you know? How do you know it's not hollow? That's my point in all of this. We don't know.
We don't.
We have no clue. Very few things in this life are we completely sure of. Well, one or two, but other than that, no, not much.
What do you mean it's let's go?
That right there, 2 hours of audio deliciousness known as the Daily Mojo for today, Monday, the 14th day of April, year of our Lord 2025. Yes, April is 50% done. How close? Like tomorrow will be 50% done. So
Ides of April. Yep.
They sneak up on you, don't they? We like to find out what, if anything, anybody learned during the course of today's program. We will check right over here first in the Rumble chat room, mainly because it's easiest. I don't know why it just is easiest. James, Louisiana, that's where Space Force has their base on the dark side of the moon. Something has a base over there, and if there was a base, there's just too many stories that are weird. Jolly Jake Lovell, good question. What about 2 Corinthians letter? That's a really good question. Excellent question, as a matter of fact. Michaela's mom, Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, Gayle King, Aisha Bowie, Amanda Nguyen, and Carrie Ann Flynn. Love Carrie Ann Flynn's latest album. Who we got in the Zoom room up there?
Oh, we've got Bob Ross there. Lep, misinformation, Whiskey Timmy, Wisconsin Jack Hole, and Lep's Turtle, Diablo.
What's up? What is misinformation?
She's not in her chair.
Not my dog. Asian dude probably flew it. Yes. Let's see, over in the Daily Mojo chat room, we have and thank you all being there. Alaska Sandy, Dr. Zoe Knows, Joyful Soul, Mystical Traveler, Sainted Pope Freebie the 38th. What I learned today, Brad and Ron are probably feds. Try to be less gay, Ron.
Try to be less gay.
You always have a problem with that, don't you? Pika Pool, are the lady astronauts returning already because they couldn't find any place to stop and ask for directions?
Nice.
That is just wrong. Ron, try to be less gay. As for the rest of you, remember that we the people must hang together. Otherwise, we shall surely hang separately. Sic semper tyrannis, resist stupid. And good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are. See you tomorrow.
Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.